Welcome to our Aussie One Thing Mentoring. I'm Natalie Goddard, and I'm just stoked to be with you tonight so we can take a few things, whatever it is, wherever you are, to the next level. I love how we get to love what is and be grateful for exactly where we are and stretch to the next level as well. So we have been, I just returned home 2 days ago from Brazil, and before that we did a little family adventure and a couple of events through England and Scotland and Ireland, and so I'm just grateful to be back home and be with you all again. So yeah, let's just jump in. Can we start out with you, Joe?
Yeah, I'll unmute myself.
Sweet. Okay, so we're going to go to Joe. I've got her form, and then I've got Jackie. And then if anybody else has their power mentoring form to send my way, if you're ready for power mentoring tonight, send that over to me at natalie@sharesuccess.com. And then if you, or you can just observe the coaching that we'll give others, and feel free to jot down any questions that you have as we go along so that we can address those. So cool. Y'all with me?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
That's great.
Joe.
Hey.
How are you? Beautiful.
I'm good. Yeah.
Catch us up on how things are in your world lately.
Well, I've been in the UK as well, probably similar times to you. I've been twice this year, where I'm from originally. So I've been over there building, supporting existing members. I'm going back again in December. I'm going over to take the kids to see grandparents for Christmas, and then spending January over there doing workshops, because Australia's on holidays, the UK, they go back to work. So I'm going to run a whole heap of wellness workshops there in January. My team over here, they're a bit all over. I've got some really successful legs, and then others that just need a little bit of something. I lost a silver leg after I've been diamond, over it. She was over in the UK. It was a personal thing. It wasn't doTERRA specifically. She'd rented my house for 10 years and moved out and trashed it, and then wanted a bond back, and I refused to give her it. So she stopped her order and badmouthed doTERRA. So she caused quite a bit of damage to my team over there, telling them to come off LRP. But I've been back over and rectified that, and that's actually with compliance at the minute. We're looking to try and get that account closed down so then I can transfer somebody in, because I'm never going to get that signature. I've got another new silver pop-up. She popped up in April. She went from director to silver from January to April. She's been in my team a couple of years. She's only just sparked up. She's amazing enroller and amazing at getting people onto LRP. Awesome. Because she was very quick to silver, she's pretty much a premier. Like, it was a BOGO month that got her there. So she's committed. She was at leadership, which is awesome. So I'm working closely with her to help develop her team and to support them. I've just been to the Empower Success training here in Brisbane this morning, and I'm rolling that out online to the UK team as well as online to I've got a few country teams in Australia, so where I can't physically get there, I've got a Perth team as well. So I'm rolling that out although they'll be able to go to the Perth ones, but anyone that hasn't been able to get there, I'm doing that online. I'm building for Blue at the moment. That's my aim. I've said Blue by the 28th of February 2019. So that's my goal at the moment. Very focused on that. So yeah, I mean, my business is going well. This is my first mentoring session ever in my business, by the way. So this is awesome. So I'm so grateful. Yeah. And yeah, it's just, I guess I've got that new leg that just needs the nurturing support, and then trying to resurrect the leg that some of it's fallen apart, not all of it. I'm just working in there as well. So that's where I'm at the moment. Heading over to Salt Lake next month, so I can't wait for Global. Yeah.
Good.
Great shot in the arm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this your first time to Global?
No, I was there last year. I came to your house.
Time.
Yeah. You had a lot of people there.
Together to me, Joe. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, you were in my house or just in Alaska? I can't remember.
No, I was there. It was my first year at Global, and I promised I'd never miss another one. So yeah, I'll be there every year.
Good promise. Wow. So lots going down. I was just taking notes a little bit as you were talking. So let's go big vision first, and then we can address some of those other smaller things. So as I look at your One Thing mentoring, your foundation is really strong.
Yep.
And then when we get up to platinum, the only thing that is just 1 off of a 10 is belief in your team.
Yeah.
So I guess my first question for you would be, what could take your belief in your team from a 9 to a 10?
Sorry, that's my dog. I think it's because Bella. I'll just put her inside. Hang on.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so I think I think maybe I answered that. I think my belief in my team is there. I think some of it is that it's their belief, and it's more me working with them to get them to believe. And I have got quite a few that I call them wannabes. They want to be a rank, but I don't see them actually doing the actions to get themselves there. So they spend a lot of time talking about it, but not a lot of action. And for me, myself, I'm still going out and doing workshops. Like I only have a Monday night free where I can do a workshop because I'm doing my diploma in kinesiology. So 4 nights a week committed to other things. So Monday night's my only night free whole week, but I still go out and do workshops. I can do stuff during the day, for people in the team, but for me, personal enrollments is on personal workshops are a Monday night. But I didn't not want to do it and have a night off because I wanted to show my team that I still show up and I still do the actions it takes to get to where I want to get to. But I don't see them committing to some of them do, but not all. The ones that are the ones that are successful. So yeah, it's that kind of, and also because this is my first mentoring session, I sometimes feel that I aren't equipped to, I doubt myself as a mentor for them, although they all think I'm doing a fantastic job. How am I supposed to, I've got nothing to compare it to. So yeah.
Wow. So one thing that stood out is that you feel like if your team was just a little bit more committed, if they were actually showing up committed and consistent, then you would believe in them more.
I guess so. I mean, I have the belief, I can see that they've got the capabilities. And they talk the talk, but they don't always walk the walk.
Right. And how do you feel like you're doing, like on a scale of 1 to 10 on talking the talk and walking the walk?
Myself?
Yep.
Well, I certainly talk the talk. I've got true belief in the product, and look, natural health is my passion. My son had anxiety 2 weeks ago, and I've managed to heal that just with nutrition and supplements. So just cleaning up his diet. So that's my passion, showing others that there is an alternative way.
Love
So I
it.
definitely taught my talk, and I believe I'm showing up and walking my walk and doing the things that need to be done as far as I run my workshops, I do online, I'm supporting my international team as well as locally. If my team need me, I'm there. I've set up a few boundaries so that I'm not constantly available, but I make myself available to my team to help them. I do struggle. Like I've got she's a gold leader. She's hit gold once. She's a silver. She's a strong silver, and she's wanting to get to the next level. Her aim is platinum, and she comes to me and asks, and how, but she's got nobody that's actually building in any of those legs. She's built them all. So for her to get to the next level at the moment is either she needs to find somebody within those legs, but nobody's stepping up, or she needs to find new people to help her. And she asks me, and sometimes I just feel like I was lucky that, do you know what I mean? Like the people that came to me that have stepped up and because I have got somebody doing something in every leg. Yep. But I don't know what the magic formula was. I just think I was lucky that people showed up and wanted to work with me. Yeah.
Let's hit on that for one moment. Is that about luck, really, in the end, Jo?
Well, probably not, because the more I've started doing more, I'm into my personal development in a big way, and I'm doing psychic development as well. And I really strongly believe that the universe, whatever we put out there, we attract back, like the law of attraction. So I strongly believe in that. Yeah. My passion is my kinesiology as well. So I'll be qualified in that in about 8 months' time. Okay. But I'm already practicing, and I'm offering that to my team as well, if they're open to it, to help them get through their blocks, because it's made a massive difference in helping me get through mine. I get regular balances every time I go to college. And I've done kinesiology coaching around the business side of things, and worked through blocks that were, that have come through belief systems passed down from other generations. So I'm offering that sort of stuff to my team as well, and not, it's free, there's no charge. This gold that I'm talking about, though, is very, very, very religious and very anti anything spiritual at all. So she's not even willing to come to the table on that one. But she is stepping up and doing some personal development herself, which hopefully they're in a different way, which will hopefully help her attract those people, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And, as you talk about your team and how you feel about them and how you're showing up, I'm not surprised that you have the balance and the team that you do, because it is that law of attraction, and you've created that, so I love that you're owning that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I love my team. I'd do anything for my team, anything. Yeah.
I feel that from you.
Without building their businesses for them. But I'm talking, I was in the UK, and one of my team members texted me. It was 1:00 in the morning. I just got in from a workshop, and her husband had died on the couch there and then. And I did everything. I was the other side of the world, and I rallied around with the team over here to help her, financially. She's a single mum now with 3 kids in a country town, and, I'm paying for a cleaner for her. So, and I didn't know her 3 years ago, but we're like best mates now. So yeah, I strongly, but if people would help my team, I guess, in my life in a way as well. doTERRA's not the be all and end all, but it's certainly my tribe. And I'm very passionate about them, as well as the oils.
I love it. And I love to remember, this is part of your purpose, right? Part of your mission, and you're on target with that, but it's so much more. It's your beingness that is that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. So as you think about taking that belief in the team up, I just want to ask you one other part of that, which is how would you rate your team on the pipes and then you on the pipes? I wrote those in the chat box if you want to look at those.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look.
And just, first of all, team and then yourself. Just go down them for us.
And put a score in for each one.
Or just say what they are.
Okay. Prepare. Am I talking about my builders, as in my builders and sharers that I've got?
Yeah, so we're kind of beyond your builders to your team in general.
Team in general, okay.
Kind of like builders throughout your team, basically.
Yeah. Right? Okay.
So where are you on prepare, and then where are your builders throughout your team on prepare?
Okay, I would see myself high, maybe an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
Prepare. And the overall team, I think the score would come down slightly. There's some that are up there with me, definitely, but there's some that aren't. So I'd say they're maybe around a 5 or a 6.
Okay. Invite.
I would say, for me, I'm around a 7.
Okay.
And my team are, again, I'm just thinking of one girl in the UK where I went to do a workshop for her and nobody came. She'd invited like one person. So I'm thinking, maybe around a 6 there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, present.
I believe I'm around a 9 or a 10 there. I love presenting the workshops.
Okay.
And for my team, again, because I'm looking at the overall, because there's a couple that aren't as confident, I would bring that back down probably to around a 7. Most of them are pretty good at presenting.
Okay. Enrolling.
The enrolling, I'm going to say myself a 7.
Okay.
I don't enroll everybody that turns up to a workshop, but I can still capture them afterwards. And my team, probably around a 7 as well.
Okay. Supporting.
And support, I believe I'm a 9, 10 there. I've got some good support.
Okay.
And again, my team, if they're fairly new in, they put them into mine, and if not, the ones that are well established have got their own, and again, they're very independent and supportive of their own team. So yeah, again, I would give them around a 9.
Okay, great. So as I look across that, this kind of aligns with a little bit of what I feel, which is you're a really good doTERRA mama, and your team is duplicating you, really that support really strong.
Yep.
And it looks like the areas that could really be strengthened might be more the, your I being there in the middle. Right. And as I even think about some of that, it's like, man, Jo, if you're amazing, how much are you sharing your presenting amazingness secret sauce with your team?
Yeah.
How much are they benefiting of that? And then, just looking at upping these numbers just a little bit, you doing whatever you can do, and then bringing your gifts and your strengths to your team, so you're pumping that up and sending more energy to them.
Okay. Yeah.
So, see it like a mama that's nurturing, it's like you got to nurture in these 5 ways in a balanced way. And it's not just it's just more balanced that way. And I love to hear you just like, here, you are receiving mentoring, but you already have given great mentoring, and your team is already giving great mentoring. So you're at a 10 on support. Your team is at a 9 on support. Like, I'm done hearing the story about, I've never been mentored, because you've got this in you.
Okay. Cool.
And so that was great. And we can talk about this one time, and it's like game over. You're already over that. You didn't ever need it in the first place,
Okay, cool.
So I love that, the universe has been supporting you perfectly, and you're just like cared for. You already had gifts there. You already had gifts in presenting, so, kind of see how, my upline is the perfect upline for me. My leaders and builders are the perfect upline for me. And then, definitely as you went up to presidential, you've got some space to create, to fill some gaps. But I would say, where are you at across that diamond line? Because I'm thinking there's got to be just a little bit of weakness that can turn into a strength there,
Yeah.
But you're on your way to presidential, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I feel like you're so healthy in lots of ways, and really aware of what's happening on your team, and even a lot of the instinctive pieces that you talked about in the beginning, like, hey, this one builder, we've had this little, tricky situation, and then what are we going to do to take that, to resolve it? Like, you're not stuck in the story of that. Even your director that went to silver, like, she's solid premier. We're working on that. This is a process. I love that. That feels really healthy. And I also, so I think the work that you're doing, right? Your prepare that you're doing is doing your kinesiology classes, and continuing with your self-care, and And honestly, the first thing that came to me as you were talking about that and how much time you were investing, I was like, Jo, really, like, are you expecting your team to feel really committed when you're spending so much time on this? But as we've dived a little bit deeper, I feel like, it feels pretty healthy, and that you're in touch with the one things that would take you to the next ring, which you wrote down as running workshops and focusing on your own leads.
Yeah.
Are you clear on how to do that?
Yeah, totally. So I was over in the UK in July. I got a lot of leads from over there that I'm nurturing a relationship with them as well. So it's not just about the oils. We had a connection. Mm-hmm. A couple of girls that actually have just moved back from Australia. So the British lived over here, gone back. So that was an immediate connection. And they're into natural health. The UK, like I find, isn't in the same league as Australia. And so we had a connection straight away. So nurturing that. I met a kinesiologist while I was over there at Health and Healing Festival. So I'm catching up with her when I'm back in December. I've got like a natural health clinic in Leeds, where again I've connected with a lady there, so we're just sort of chatting, and she wants to get the oils into there and do workshops when I go back. The workshop that I just had on Monday night, I've already been in touch. As soon as the workshop finishes, I collect their emails from the draw entry that I do for a wild orange. And then from that, whatever information I've shared with them, it's like, you don't need to make notes. I'm going to send you an email that tells you where I get the accessories from, where I get the books from. Yep. So they know to expect an email from me. And within that, I then reach out further. And then I revisit. So when I talked about my kinesiology, I'm only doing 2 weekends a month and 2 nights a week with the kinesiology. So it's not taking up most of my time. Pretty much I am full-time with 4 days a week, full-time with doTERRA.
Awesome.
During the day and then Monday nights. So yeah, a lot of my time is spent with following up. My warm market in Australia is pretty much expired, so I am constantly looking for new ways of meeting new people. But I'm still working my warm market in the UK, hence why I feel that I need to be back there.
Yeah. Are there things that you can do with those people right now, between now and December, to help them progress?
I've been sampling, for sure. I'm doing online webinars in the UK group, so I'm committed to doing them every Sunday night. Different topics. I'm doing the live, share, build. I've already done a nature solutions last weekend, and then I just go on in their group and do little lives where I'm making cleaning products, just to keep touching in with them, because I have found in the past they seem to slow down when I come away. Yeah. So it's just keeping that momentum going. Definitely been over there twice this year and taking 10 of them to convention made a big difference. They've definitely stepped up and really said, this is what I want to do. So they're starting to host workshops, which is awesome.
Awesome.
They used to wait till I got there, but yeah, no, they're starting to do it without me, so that's good.
I love it. And you could even do some incentives
right
now between the time that you're there.
Yeah, for sure.
Incentivize that good behavior of like, hey, I've got this gift for you for every class that you host.
All right, yeah. No, I'm doing Premier Club with my team, which is UK and Australia, trying to get them ready for Diamond Club, or just to help boost. I think I've got 33 taking part. It's a monetary incentive, so they'll win money at the end. And yeah, that's going well. And I'm seeing people stepping up that haven't before and getting enrollments, which is really encouraging as well. So yeah, I ran that last year and it was a good success. So I've done it again this year.
Beautiful. Yeah. Way to follow your heart there. I feel like you are on track in so many things. One other question was, do you know your target market? Because it feels like, as you've connected to other, kinesiologists or you're really having good connections. So I would hone in, do some of the target market exercises. I think there's still a worksheet in the Share Success library on that.
Okay. Yep.
So you know what that builder avatar is for you.
Yep.
And then as you are I just want to challenge you to, as you're living the pipes, as you're doing the pipes, that you can just come forward and, be sharing those little snippets with your team. Oh my goodness. This is my highlight on Prepare right now. This is where I'm feeling it on Invite. And oh my gosh, presenting is my favorite. And this is how it felt today, or whatever, just those little things of doing the same basic pipes that are lighting you up,
Yeah.
And I want to challenge you to make sure and spend enough time on your IPing right here in the middle, right? Your IPE.
Yeah.
Because I think it might be pretty easy for you to spend time in Prepare and support. But maybe that is, maybe that's a little bit every day with your self-care, and maybe it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday with your Prepare. And maybe your support is Monday or Monday, Tuesday. It's at the beginning of the week. You're making sure your teams are all set, that they're good to go, that they know where they're headed. And then you're spending your Wednesday, Thursday on inviting, presenting, and enrolling your peeps. Because right now is the time for you to continue in that path and continue investing time and energy there.
Okay, cool.
You're doing so brilliant. Oh my goodness.
I've taken lots of notes. I've got lots to work on there. So thank you so much. Really appreciate this.
You never needed a mentor. You are good to go.
Thank you, Santoshi, for bringing this to me.
Oh,
thank you, Dee.
They are so good at connecting to good.
Yeah, they're awesome. It was awesome in Byron Bay last week. Yeah, really appreciate it.
You guys had an awesome Diamond
Day. Yeah, it was good.
Woohoo! Way to create.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Sometimes that just collaboration that way. Collaboration is the new drug, they say. So what a great way to come together and learn from each other. Beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Joe. Any last question?
No, you're giving me plenty there to work on. So yeah, I'm going to go away and get started on that stuff. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Love your guts.
I'll see you next month.
Okay, sounds great. We're looking forward to hearing the update. So share it with us.
Will do. Thank you.
Great. Miss Jackie, you ready? Should we dive in?
I'll just unmute and that will help you.
Great. Great, Miss Jackie. Look at all the progress you're making. I can see it. I can feel it. That was amazing. Say that again.
It's been a pretty big couple of weeks.
Okay, tell us about it.
Just reconnecting someone back into the team, and so she suddenly got her vision that she thought she had 4 years ago, but she sort of moved away, suddenly got a vision, enrolled 10 people in the last 10 days or whatever. So that was good.
Wow.
So that was good, but I've been really concreting that in. And then, so I still need to strengthen up the other two. I've got one challenge at the moment with I'm not the enroller. That was looking at that to hopefully do the Premier League as. But I think I've pretty much got to really rebuild the other two legs. So that's okay. We have to.
So on the leg that you're not the enroller, what's the situation there? Who's the enroller?
Well, Judy's got the main volume as the enroller.
Okay.
But that girl has also got a lot of stuff happening at the moment, and she's not going to build at all. So I've pretty much got to think of a different direction for that.
Have you asked Judy if she would give you the enroller for a time?
I did. She said not at the moment.
Okay.
So and that was the hardest part, because my strategy to get to gold was utilize that enrollment and work with her leaders, because she can't at the moment. But without having the enrollment, it's not going to do anything for me, because I'm going to have to qualify somewhere else anyway.
What if you ask Judy, what would, Judy, I'm really building. This is the list of things that are going down. I would love to earn your trust to be able to care for this enrollment. I know I'm going to grow, and I'm ready for that now. What would it look like for you to feel peaceful about transferring this enrollment? What would you want to see?
Well, we had another conversation the other day, and basically it was not until I got the other one solid, and unless I needed it to make rank or she needed to make rank.
Well, that sounds like a yes to me.
Yeah, I know, but for that one, because of the girl in the position, she can't do a lot of the work at the moment because of other stuff that's happening in your life. So I wanted to work with her leaders. But without having the enrollment, it's hard, because I don't know if I would get that enrollment to be able to qualify me. So I think I've just got to look in another direction at the moment.
So I want you to tap on your shoulder bone. collarbone while we talk about this, okay?
Okay.
So, it sounds like to me that she just said, hey, if you get the other 2 legs strong, I'm happy to give this to you for rank advancement. She just didn't say it in that exact way.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I am worthy and deserving.
I'm worthy and deserving.
I am creating
I am creating
a healthy place to build and grow.
a healthy place to build and grow.
Others around me see and value my worth and my work.
Others around me see and value my worth and my work.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes when we're in this world called doTERRA, it's easy for things to trigger us, and then it's easy to go back to this, it can feel like scarcity pretty fast, right? Jackie, does some of this feel like scarcity?
No, it actually doesn't. It's just that I had a strategy in mind, and I've just got to change my strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I've just got to change my strategy, but I need to concentrate on basically Huey's team in the meantime, and to get that basically the volume back in that. So hopefully he's coming on board again, just to get the volume back in that, and then I can concentrate on that 3rd leg again.
Okay.
The third leg's got the volume there to set me at silver. It just hasn't got the strategy to get me to gold.
Right. I want you to see that you're creating the value with these other legs, and you're proving your loyalty and your focus there. And I just want you to see that coming to you through this process, because I think it can be easy and it can be flow, just like you set your intention at leadership,
Yeah.
So stick with that. Keep seeing that.
Yeah.
I love your declaration on Diamond by April 2019, and laying solid foundations that create steady and consistent growth.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think you're exactly right on your belief. Your belief and your love and care for yourself, as much as, if not more than, the products or business. How powerful, right? That's where you hit your first break, is right there on the belief in you, right?
Plenty of bergamot.
Yep. Oh, isn't it the best?
It is, yes.
What would we do without it?
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing bergamot to build your belief in you. What else?
I've been using a lot of spearmint lately for the confidence, so that's been working well.
Okay.
I did my first couple of Zoom builders things the last couple of days. I only had one turn up, but hey, at least I've done it, because I've avoided Zoom and avoided everything for the last 8 years. So at least I'm doing that. Thanks, Sadish and Santoshi. Saw the clap.
I know. That's awesome.
But they know I'll avoid that.
Wow.
So I'm not avoiding that anymore. So that was a big step, and that was basically yesterday. Those ones. So.
Way to create. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome.
So I'm still a lot in the prepare, and trying to initiate the builders to do the inviting. I've got a class this weekend in my new leg. There's about 6 or 7 people, and they're really, really keen to get going. So that will really qualify that. I've just got to concentrate on the other 2 now.
That's awesome.
And just fill in the patches. There's lots of people there, but there's lots of gaps.
How does that resonate with you? Kind of what we talked about with Joe, of getting more of the time set apart, to support your team, and time set to do your inviting and presenting and enrolling.
That's what I've been doing. But the form, I was looking for the form that you recommended for Joe, and I couldn't find it.
Which form?
I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was now.
Oh, the Target Market?
Target Market.
Oh, the Target Market. Yeah.
You couldn't see it there in the library?
No. What's it? Do you know what the label is? Do you know what it's called?
I would just search for Target Market.
We can send you something, Jackie.
Okay, cool.
Um,
I think
also,
actually, but
you should all know the downloads have been completed and are starting to pop up on Empowered Success at the doterra.com site. So those are great additions to your Train by Rank guides that you've received. So that's one of those additions is the Target Market piece. But Jackie, like if you can just set apart, hey, Monday is my day to support, and then yeah, of course I'm teaching that class on Thursday night that's supporting this leg or da-da-da, but then your other times, just so that too much time doesn't go to prepare and too much time doesn't go to support, and you keep your time in those rainmaking activities that are so crucial right now at this stage of your business.
definitely.
Especially. You want to be spending 80+% of your time in inviting, presenting, and enrolling.
Totally agree. Yep.
Okay. How about you have model success habits at an 8. What could take that to a 9?
Probably exactly what we've just been talking about. It's getting more in the IPE.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, can you just share little snippets with your team, your builders, those that are interested? Maybe it's just on a group text string, you know, that you do a quick little video or voice memo, or maybe it's on a Facebook page. You choose. But just bringing that, you know, you're just, hey, whenever something goes right, that I'm living right, I'm showing it so that we can just keep magnifying and multiplying that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Jotted it down.
Nice. Building solid foundations, taking time with customers and builders to lay solid foundations and know their why. I love that because it's a listening experience. Okay. You also had on solidify your certainty an 8. What would take that from an 8 to a 9? What would take your certainty to a whole new level?
Which one's that part? Let me just.
I lost across the silver line. It's called solidify your certainty. And basically it just means that you're really solid in what you're doing and what you're asking people to join you in, right?
Yeah, and that's just about getting those other two legs strong with the builder, and so it's actually building as well. So there's a lot of yep. And that will happen. It's going to happen in the next 2 weeks.
Yes, because you are on an awesome timeline, right?
That's it.
To create what you want to.
I still want to be gold by the end of next month. And so that's so I've got no doubt one of the lines will be. The other 2 I've just got to do a bit of a better strategy with.
Beautiful.
But Adesha and Toshi have been really supportive in helping me there as well.
I love that. Alicia's given you a little shout out to the Target Network activity in the lead to gold guide. And also, as part of that is that calculator, right? So that you can see those premier legs and see what it is that's coming together to create that premier leg. So remember that and use that for what it's meant for. So you've got a little calculation. And, you know, what's your rank goal for this month?
I'll be silver by the end of the month. So
beautiful.
Solid silver, where I haven't been able to do that for a few months. So solid silver.
Solid silver this month. Look at Adesha and Santoshi smiling at you.
One's way down, but hey, we're silver. We've got how many days left?
Hey, it's just so awesome, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And it's just so beautiful that when we shoot for the stars, then we're going to hit the top of the mountain. And you're just right on, Miss Jackie. So awesome to see what you're creating now and the beautiful process of it. So cheering you on, I feel like you're right on target as well. Seeing that silver hit solid, and then you're moving up to your gold line, and seeing, why is it that I believe in my builders? Why are they going to be successful? How can I nurture more this team culture of duplication, which is a lot what we talked about, and showing what's working in the pipes and the magic that's happening there, you know?
Yep.
How are you implementing empowered success?
How am I doing it?
Yeah.
Basically taking through everyone. I've been doing a lot of one-on-ones with people, and well, that was going to be we're going to do the launch guide for the Zoom call yesterday. But we just need more people to show up to be able to do that. But actually using that launch guide even more is probably a secret. So I've got to go to the office this afternoon so I can pick up my ones from the office this afternoon anyway.
Awesome.
For the team. So
I think that there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah, definitely.
I just taught that to Brazil. They got it translated for Brazil. And it's amazing what that unlocks, right?
It does, yeah.
Just the clarity on that. And, you know, just a couple of ideas. I'm just going to throw out a couple of ideas that were really helpful when we first started doing launch. One was throwing a launch party at the end of the month. So anybody that was going to launch their business, we would just throw a launch party at the end of the month, and we'd either give them supplies, you know, like give them a party box, like ship them a launch party box in the mail, or just send them a little bit of money to have a celebration. So you can also just send them the books that are recommended at the next rank, whatever you're feeling more drawn to. But that was one thing that really helped us get people focused on launching. And just doing that launch, setting apart time for it. Maybe you're doing an hour a day for a week on each different segment of launch, so people just have a chance to dive into that segment, right? That maybe you're doing an hour on prepare, an hour on invite, present, enroll, and support. And you're just covering those and any questions that people have on that, you know, but start putting some incentives or some energy or some focus that way, and you getting that foundational rank will just start that culture of duplication more and more. So keep strengthening it.
Cool.
Awesome. I love it. Thanks, Joe, for sharing the target market download there. Jackie, couldn't be more excited for you. Way to create silver, on her way to gold.
Solid again. Yep. Cool.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
So happy for you, cheering you on. Lots of love.
Thanks.
Okay, Alicia, let's dive in, sister.
Thanks, Natalie. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome.
If you don't mind, I'll just give you a 30-second background. I've been with doTERRA for 2.5 years. I moved up very quickly to silver in 5 months. Hayley Weezy is my enroller. And then I've sat at silver for the last 2 years and went stagnant. Now, I went to convention and heard people talking about what's your why, and I thought, oh yeah, here we go. Yep, it's family. And then I had my baby boy. Mm-hmm. He's now 2 months old, and my Lord, that why was like undeniable. So I've had a massive innate shift. I firmly know what my why is. I've been completely renewed. I've gone from, yes, I want to be this rank and I want to do this, to actually going through the Empowered Success Guides and actually doing it. Go figure. Joe, I was one of your leaders. I was the wannabe. I was the wannabe leader saying, talk, 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 no action. And now I'm showing up more, Natalie, so I'm doing the 10 calls, doing the lives almost every day on my biz page and all the rest. So I'm actually showing up rather than doing all the talk, actually doing the action.
Beautiful.
So I've actually learned quite a bit from what you've said to both Joe and Jackie. And Jackie, we've got a similar timeline, babe. So gold for me next month and then diamond next year. So if you want an accountability buddy, I'm over here.
Oh, beautiful. That was one of the things that she asked for, I think.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Well, there you go. Something to think about. And I've actually been doing a lot of mentoring with Ben as well, talking about what can we do to move you from like a 6 to a 7. And I've actually been implementing all of those actions. So happy to see what you would like to share. But I've also done a lot of growth in the last month.
I love it. And love where you're going here and what a strong foundation you already have in place. And I love your journey that, you know, it doesn't matter when we turn on, just that we do, right? So beautiful. Okay. So first thing I'd like to find out is how, like even your 9s across the bottom line, how do you feel like some of those are even getting like rock solid?
I'm just always leaving room for improvement.
Okay, good.
Except in love and gratitude, that's undeniable. But yeah, the courage, sharing and inviting, that's probably all 9s.
Okay, that's great. Some people grade themselves, yep, you're just like excellence girl, right? Going for excellence. I love it. So in that case, I would go exactly where you've got honed in on silver and your modeling success habits. What are you feeling that you could do different there to take that from a 7 to an 8?
Sure. Yeah. Something.
Yep.
Yeah. So actually what I have been doing is the 90-day rank mastermind that some other people might be doing.
Yeah.
So actively working through the Empowered Success Guides and then also getting them to my just baby sharers, even leaders. I'm doing lives on my Facebook page almost every day. I've been sharing my why, my vision board, my 90-day goals, and just being completely transparent to my team. Now, what was holding me back was originally I didn't want to talk about myself, and I didn't want to say I'm going for this big fancy rank when everyone else may not be ready yet. But what I realized is that if I'm not inspiring them, where they're going to get their inspiration from? And granted, they're getting it from other people who are progressing, which is fantastic, but I need to be showing up more in that respect. And now doing the monthly team mentoring and also one-on-one mentoring for my guys who want it as well.
Wow.
And just replicating what you're teaching us.
Well, you're doing it beautifully. I love to hear that, and it feels healthy. Is that feeling heavy or just right?
Just right. No, just right. I know I'm capable, and now I'm committed. So that's partnered up, and off we go.
Yes, I love it. I love it. What a healthy space to be in. Wow. Wow. So you're clear on movement and action there. As we move up to belief in your builders, what could take that from an 8 to a 9?
Sure. The builders that I do have, so by builders, I would say premiers and above. They're brilliant. They duplicate. They're very strong in who they are. They have taught workshops for me interstate, so I trust them to do that for me. But I need more. And this is where I feel I'm being stuck. It's inspiring, like you, Joe, new builders, and even Jackie, those new builders to step up and move from silver to gold and beyond. So I'm just waiting for that light bulb moment. on how we inspire people to go for Premier and above. And I did note, Jo, and maybe I'll follow you up afterwards, asking you about Premier Club offline and what that looks like.
It's an awesome tool, and I love how we have this power to direct energy, to inspire, to direct focus, right? So I heard you say that I need more builders, and I want to learn how to inspire more builders. So first of all, let's study the success that you've already had. So where have you found your builders so far, Alicia?
Sure. So how do I explain it? A bit similar to Jackie with one leg. So I've got my personally enrolled solid elite, and then my uplines gold under that. So that leg's aside, I can't touch that beyond silver. That's not going to be handed over as an enrollment. I'm pretty confident ever. And then so I'm left with my 3 legs. So I've got my best friend has gone silver, and she's done that quite authentically and organically, which is beautiful. So she's ready to go. I have my mum, who is my 2nd silver. She's currently elite, but she's structured for silver. She's a bit talking the talk, but not actually walking the walk. So I'm working with her on that. Mm-hmm. And then I have 20 personal enrollments in my 3rd leg. It's structured for silver and not one sharer. It's killing me.
Wow. So just users.
Just users, yeah. And I've been working really hard with them this month to share my vision with them and ask if, they'd start with a workshop and just start there.
Right. And how's that work?
I've got 2 out of the 20.
Hey, that's a good start. We'll take 1. We'll take 2. That's awesome. Well, do you have, who's on top of that leg? Is it like a placeholder that you're hoping to
yeah.
back? Yep. Okay. I love that. Okay, but you feel solid about the best friend, and your mom has actual builders and a good setup there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So it's really my 3rd leg that I'm trying to focus my energy on. And there's not really a community either. There are lots of bits and pieces, so they don't really necessarily know each other, so they're not vibing off each other, or there's no healthy competition of each other either.
Okay. That's pretty exciting. So I love that you have this intention of finding more builders and inspiring more builders. So doing your builder avatar of who is it that you want to work with, drawing that out, I can't tell you how many times I've drawn out this stick figure, and then I'm just writing the names or the attributes around them. The stick figure of what I want them to be. And it's kind of easy for me to see, I do have a few different types of builders, but for me, it's like I want to work with committed, passionate people that are super independent and strong enough to lead a movement. And so I get clear on that, and then it becomes easier and easier for me to attract that and inspire that, because of my clarity and the way it's grown. People like Adish and Santoshi, right, that are just so passionate and change the world people, right, that just an honor to work with. So I believe those people are there for you. It's just a matter of honing in, you're just dialing in more and more and more on who they are.
Absolutely. Okay. And I believe they're there too.
Absolutely. So what if even, you choose a time frame, you say, I'm looking for those builders for that 3rd leg, I'm looking for those to come forward. And I'm just going to invite you to have a conversation and say, if I were solid platinum with these 3 legs, would you be willing to transfer the enroller of this fourth, gold to help me go diamond or something like that. And it could be that conversation is right now. It could also be that conversation will be better in a few months when you're even more developed, But I think you'd be surprised.
What would be the benefit for that person handing over that to get me to diamond though? Because they would be missing out on the financial benefits of that person ranking, as I understand.
So if this person has already gone gold, they have received all of the extra one-time share first bonuses they will receive for this person advancing. So the only thing that they would be giving up is fast start bonuses.
Oh.
And they would be on the second line of fast start instead of the first line for this person. So usually one of the best things about doTERRA's comp plan is it really benefits they can only have one enrollment that will count for their advancement on each leg. So if you're showing them with your life, with your work, with your commitment, that you are diamond material and you're committed and consistent and you're going to be there or beyond, then there's not a lot of reason for them to keep that other enrollment.
Unless strategically it's a backup in case.
Mm-hmm. If that enrollment has never been changed, you can always have a backup agreement in place. So we've written up simple ones of those before where it just literally says, if at any time I fall down below platinum, I will immediately transfer this enrollment back to you or similar.
Okay, great.
Okay, so can you see how that helps them feel really safe and contributing to your growth and the overall growth?
Absolutely, because it's a massive gift, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So it already is an awesome gift. And, we don't want to be enabling or what's the word?
That's the word,
enabling. Yeah. Or entitled. I was thinking of more of like just entitled to always feel like, oh, I deserve that enrollment, But we also want to be aware of the situation and work with that, because as a leader, I know that I'm looking to support any one leader to develop in a way that they will then become this massive inspirer that will then touch, thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands more lives because of that. Right, Alicia?
Right.
So
beautiful.
Get that in you, Missy.
Thanks for listening, all.
I love it. Just glancing over the, wow. And just as a final note, I feel like inspiring so often is just you being you, and you're already doing that. So as you grow in belief, in action, you will continue to be more and more inspiring, and really you're becoming so much in this process, and there's just no way for people to get away from it, honestly. Love you. Namaste. Beautiful. Let's hit some questions in the group. What questions do you have tonight? Other stuff that's up for you or came up for you as we got to chat with Joe, with Jackie, with Alicia. What's up for you?
Natalie, can I just ask you a quick question about the Premier Club you ran a few years ago?
Yeah.
It actually had really good week by week for people to fill out to do. She's
Mhm.
that one. That was awesome, that one, back then.
Oh boy. I don't know if I can even remember that far back, Jackie.
I know, it's a while ago.
Adish and Santoshi, do you have anything back from that? Any-
It was on the Share Success one, but it was all done. It was like your weekly task, and everyone sort of ticked the boxes and went through the whole thing. It was
I can have a look. I have lots of stuff back from the day, So we've kept a lot of the things. So I'll have it. We can talk privately, Jackie, and then I can have a look through exactly what you want, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
I forgot I muted myself.
We gotcha. That
Thank
was
you.
awesome. And Santoshi, maybe Jody's saying if there's any layout for Premier Club, they'd love to implement it. So
Okay, I have a couple. I've got Helen's latest one here, and then I've got Sabina Matthias's one from Germany. So I have a few I can send over. Yeah, Jody? Just send me maybe your Dropbox or email.
Thank you so much, Santoshi. I will.
Okay, Helen's one's been fantastic this month, so you can implement that and then maybe, refine it to what your team needs.
Yeah, and we'll send it back and share
Yeah.
to work together. Yeah.
Great.
That'd be awesome.
yeah, it's great to learn from each other so we don't all have to recreate the wheel and
Yeah.
and knowing what things that make the biggest difference. I'm so grateful that we have each other, right? Awesome. Beautiful. What else? Hey, Jackie, one other quick thought on that. The success check-in, it's in the Share Success library and it will be coming up on the Empowered Success downloads. That's a great one to just have people on every week as well. It just is kind of measuring the pipes in more specific ways so people know exactly what makes up the pipes and they can really be seeing that. Just along those lines, I noticed that just having those numbers and being able to see what people were doing really helped me see if, wow, you know what, they're doing 40 invitations in a week, but we're only teaching 3 people, or, they're teaching a bunch of people, but only 2 people were enrolled, or none were enrolled. So you can kind of see where the bulge is in the pipe. Sometimes there's a bulge where there's a block. And if you have an area that's really strong in pipes and then something that's really weak, it's got the bulge, and then after that there's a little teeny pipe that's barely making it, if any pipe, right? So if you can see where that bulge is and then mentor to the bulge, which is, okay, how can we help people from inviting to actually getting to the presentation? How can we bridge this gap? Or from presenting to actually enrolling? And so many times if we, there's just one little detail missed there that we just need to do some fine tuning and they're good to go.
Okay, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using the success check-in and I just find it so beneficial. But what's interesting is there's a few leaders that aren't filling in that pipe section. And I think that's because either they can't kind of stay on top of it because they're doing so much, but the truth is that there are numbers there that they don't want to show, like zeros, for instance. And so, yeah.
Yeah, whenever people pass over that for one reason or another, like maybe they don't know or maybe they weren't tracking very well, but most of the time it's because they're hiding something, right? So most of the time, I'll always say, hey, if you don't know exactly what it is, just give a rough number, but then we can see those trends. Mm-hmm. And without statistics, without trends, it's really hard for any of us to coach or to improve, right? Mm-hmm. You've got to track it. You've got to know where you're really at to be able to go to the next level. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Love it.
Love it. Way to create. Way to be aware. Okay, who else? We're just packing it in. Well, I want to share just a little experience I had in Brazil with you, and then we'll just wrap. If anybody else has any other questions, jot it down in the side. But this week being in Brazil was so eye-opening to me. Something magical about a brand new market where people are just receiving doTERRA. And, you know, I find myself, I still try and pinch myself and remember what a blessing doTERRA is and what an incredible gift it is. And at the same time, sometimes it's easy to just start taking doTERRA for granted. And so seeing all of these people just, you know, it's like watching somebody taste an apple for the very first time. There's just so much gratitude and so much awareness of what a gift it is. And so as I taught the Brazilian people about, you know, just a little bit of my story and then some of the daily ways they could use the oils, because that's all they have in their market, is a handful of oils to use for their LRP. And most of these people make $300 US a month total. And yet this market is thriving and just growing like crazy. So it helped me remember how very incredibly blessed we are to work in really prosperous markets where people do have funds, where they appreciate natural health, where they understand that there are higher ways, and we're just calling them to it and inviting them to come to those higher ways. And also just the time that you've had to see the benefits of doTERRA, to experience it for yourself, just using these things to your advantage. So right now, the people of Brazil, they have some things to work for their advantage, and they're using those, but we each have our unique strengths and our advantages from our experience, from the time that we've put in, from the time that we've used the product, from our business experience and our product experience. Draw on that. Let it serve you. Let it serve your people, because it didn't happen by accident. It's perfectly designed. As we looked at, I was just telling a little bit of our story, and it kind of became a theme that, you know, I remember looking at Andy and telling him, we're the richest people in the whole world, Andy Goddard. And at the time we were anything but rich, but we knew the value of having these oils in our home, you know, when maybe, you know, my great grandma, she might have had access to 2 or 3 plants around her to serve her. Yet I live in a day when I can have every oil in my purse or in a bag near me to care for me and my children or anyone else that I meet, and the best plants from all over the world, wherever they grow best. And the people really got it and just said, we are the richest people in the whole world to have these gifts of the earth, right? So just remember that as you go forward in what you're taking. Maybe these people don't know yet. They don't know about that richness, right? But before you can ever experience great success in the business and financially, you must truly experience and know this richness of those oils. And as you do that, it'll just be a matter of time. You know, I experienced that. I'm the richest person in the whole world. And I believe that was just an attraction, right, of becoming more rich, and the incredible value and money that we would receive in doTERRA. So experience that for yourself. Invite other people to remember that and experience it as well. South African market, Deb, I feel like we're on the same timeline, but it has been harder to open Brazil than they thought, and so that has taken longer. And I've heard from the executives just recently that they are feeling like some things they announced almost prematurely that may be a few months, even part of a year later than they expected. But South Africa, talk to Betsy Holmes if you need more information on that one, Deb. She's got the in on getting things down there and taking care of things for now while that market is still opening. From Jody, what sorts of tools or products do you gift a new builder to launch their business in Brazil? They just had the class itself ready and the launch guide, so we just launched that this past week. Then there's also a little Brazilian guide from Aroma Tools, kind of like the mini Modern Essentials, as well as there's going to be other guides there really soon. But really, you give them a sample of the oil and introduce them to doTERRA, and it'll be such an incredible blessing, right? So, that answer your question? Awesome. Yeah, this is the jet lag from Brazil. My yawning. Alicia, I am in Alpine, Utah. I'm about 10 minutes drive from doTERRA corporate headquarters. And we live here for a lot of reasons. Great place to grow our children, but also great place to be able to work with corporate and help teams around the world. What do we know about India? Jackie says, I think they announced India for 2020, and it's definitely a difficult market, but a lot of beautiful people there, a lot of people to make a difference with, and so that should be 2020. I would not go sharing a lot there at this point. Remember, don't share too early, because then things can get turned up and get a little bit difficult to get the product in the market. So when you have a plan and a strategy to get in the market, of course you can always share a few samples with this person or that person in context, if that's really useful. But stay in those markets that are open. So maybe you're working with Indian people that live in Australia or live in the US or live in another open market, and be strategic in that way, because it keeps things simple, streamlined, and where you can make the biggest difference. Love you all so much. Sending lots of love. No, yes, you are so right, Alicia. Everybody's energy, such a blessing. So love you all. Thank you for who you are and all the love you're sharing. Look forward to seeing so many of you at convention just around the corner. We'll talk to you next month. Ciao.